Okay, so now we're inside of MetaHuman Creator. First thing you'll notice is this is software as a service. So MetaHuman Creator runs on in a browser. It's not something you download. When you make the application Epic to gain access, they give you a link, and you go to the link, and once your software loads for you, then you can use the program. Okay, so very first thing you have to understand is that. Also, MetaHuman Creator is limited right now because of early access. It's limited to 1 hour. Okay, so you got 1 hour to do your work right now, currently, and stuff. Okay, so the next thing you'll see is that you get a little note on the bottom of the screen that tells you that there's an LOD problem because of the hair size of some of the models in the template. Okay, so now we're going to get inside of MetaHuman Creator and do some work here. The very first thing you'll see with MetaHuman Creator is that whatever object that you choose as far as your template of pre-built humans, you're going to get a instant preview of that asset to kind of know where you stand from the very beginning. So it wants to tell you from the very beginning what your model looks like, the assets, how it looks, and how it's going to perform. As I said before, we're going to start with a bunch of pre-built humans. They've got a nice cross section. I'm very happy to see there's a lot of diversity here, and they've got a large cross section of humans to choose from. Now, the workflow in MetaHuman Creator is basically this. You're going to choose one of those templates, and then through blending of other human templates and then some customization, that's how you're going to come up with your character. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to choose an asset or choose a template, and then what we're going to do is going to start working on our piece. Now, all of this is possible because of what Epic Games did in its acquisition of three-lateral DOE, or three-lateral DOO, which did human digitization, and texturing, and how they've advanced that technology through that acquisition of the human, from three-lateral DOE, who was pretty much one of the leaders in that foray of technology of digitizing humans and actual rendering human skin. And I think it's outstanding, man, the fact that we're looking at 8K textures. And once you actually export your model, you're going to see that the size of those 8K textures are amazingly small. Okay. So once again, we're peeling through some of our templates, and you'll see some of the templates, like I said, have a little warning sign next to them. That warning sign basically tells you that if you choose this model in LOD 0 and LOD 1, which is basically going to be an 8K format, like close-ups. So LOD 0 would be for close-ups. LOD 1 would be just a little bit like a mid. In filmmaker terms, it's like a close mid. Okay, those characters will be fine at that resolution and at that lens on those, coming in at that framing. They'll be fine. Now, if you get further away from those characters, because the hair is not going to render they're telling you the hair is not going to render well the further you get back, then you're going to get some unexpected results if you do that. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna get started here. We're gonna choose this template. Okay, so this is our Malika template. Okay, this is gonna kind of take me towards the Auntie final product that I want to produce. Okay, so I'm gonna do a preview of Malika here. Okay, and once you get to a certain point, you can preview it, kind of see her at full range of motion, what she looks like. And just bear in mind that this is a starting point. This is where we're going to start, but it's still amazing. This is amazing, even though it's a starting point. Okay. All right. So I'm going to zip through the interface as we talk. Right now I'm in preview mode. Other buttons down the bottom are sculpt, move, and blend. And these are all, you can kind of consider these to be modes. Okay, so blending, we're going to get to that in a second. That's where we're going to start. And that's going to allow you to push and pull some vertices and also do some control point stuff. And, you know, it helps you to further customize what you're doing. Now, up top, you're going to be presented with some buttons. And the first thing you're going to see is like your studio button, which kind of lets you zip through some HDRI environments. So now I get to see my model in an indoor HDRI lighting situation. So this is kind of representative of what I can get, what my model's going to look like indoors. Now I'm going to switch over to outdoor. So now I'm using a cooler HDRI map. Lastly, I'm going to do a silhouette. And the silhouette is not so much an environment map as it is a way to check your renders and stuff like that. If I move over to my right, now I'm in my camera. I'm zipping through my cameras, okay? So my cameras are tied to my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 buttons. So if I do 1, if I do 2, I'm doing body. If I'm doing 3, I'm doing down towards the lower extremities, so on and so forth, okay? And you can all check that with the hotkey reference, which is off to your right, okay? And you can toggle that on and off. I'm just leaving it up now so you guys can kind of see early what the hotkey references are gonna be for this particular product. And it'll help you move faster and stuff, okay? The next button over is your resolution. These is your resolution tab, okay? So this will zip you through certain resolutions. Now, you've got medium, high, and epic. Okay, so high and epic are going to be ray traced. If you do not have a GPU that can handle ray tracing extremely well, I would not try to do any kind of work in those frame rates. In other words, if you don't have the hotness, don't try it, okay? Now, the next button over is our LODs. We talked about that before. This is going to give you examples of what the LEDs, or what you're going to see at certain LEDs. Now, LEDs for filmmakers, LEDs are game world. It's what they do in order to be able to take some of the expensiveness out of high poly models. So the further you get away from a model, you don't need to see so much detail. Okay, I'm just zipping through some stuff here. You know, you got the clay mode, you have hair hide mode, and then you have the toggle key reference. Okay. Now, getting over, we're going to start doing some work here. Okay, so I'm over in the blend mode. Now, that's not the same as the blend mode down at the bottom, which is more of a customization mode. This is where typically you'd start. So you've got your template, once again, template of humans, which is displayed below your blend mode. The ideal here is I'm going to take some different types of humans, okay? And I'm going to blend certain characteristics. Okay, so let's say here I want to pick an older woman. Okay, so Auntie's going to be a little older, so I'm going to pick a sample of an older human. Okay, and I'm going to start adding that to my blend modes here. Okay, so I'm going to pick her older African American woman, and then that allows you, once you get 3 in there, you're going to be able to start kind of mixing and blending, okay? The system's going to let you mix and blend at that point. I'm going to add some more here, just, you know, so I can get a high level of diversity as far as her look. You can add as many, like as you can see here, you can add as many as you want. You can just keep blending and blending and blending. Now, what you can do is get to certain features. There's certain accents, and this is kind of the top level way that we're going to start customizing this character. I'm going to start blending some of my character attributes, okay? And as you take it and move it towards the different character that you want to blend more towards, you'll start to see those features come out, okay? So I'm blending with the young man down at the bottom now. For the lips, let's blend with the young woman up at the top, okay? So because I want more of her lip style. Eye wise, I want to pick um, the young lady down to the right. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of her characteristics, and the closer you move towards that character, the more it starts to actual. It takes more, like 100% of what that character is. That character's characteristics. So you can just keep doing it and keep doing it, and it's all on the existing body and facial structure of your character. Okay, and I'm going to rotate it here. As you can see, you've got you've got a choice on the ears. You've also got some choices under the hair, so that's why you have the hair hide that you saw before, button up top. And if I wanted to get into actually changing some characteristics of her skull, I could do that. Okay, um, we'll save that for later. Right now, I'm going to do some more blending with the face and everything like that. So there may be some other characteristics that I want to add, okay? But for right now, we're going to leave it there. Now we're going to move on to skin, okay? So skin is really, this is really where I think Meta Creation shines. The skin shader and their approach to skin is really, really cool. You know, even though here I'm pressing the V, or pressing U, I'm sorry, it's not coloring the skin. So I'm not taking a pre-built shader and then actually just kind of like adding color to the shader. I'm actually working on the dermis and the subdermis. Okay, so that's really cool, and you get really cool lifelike representation from the skin and its reaction to light. Okay, so they did a really great job here. I've messed with some other ones before where you basically just had, like, they wanted you just color skin and you're just applying a color to it, and that never looks well. Here, this is actually working with the dermis and the subdermis, and it looks really cool. On that tab also, we've got freckles and we've got accents. Okay, and we're going to get to that in a second. Okay, so if we move over to freckles, you know, these can, you know, right now it's freckles. Hopefully in the future, like here, I want to use some age spots. I want to represent age spots on her face. So I'm working to maybe bring down the strength a little bit, the strength of the actual spots a little bit. I'm going to mess with the density. I'm going to lower the density a little bit. Yeah, just want to get it like to kind of be represented a little bit, representative of some age spots, a little wear and tear. Because the key to humans, man, is not perfection, it's actually imperfection. Okay? So now I'm going to preview this real quick. I just want to take a look and see where we are right now. Okay? But before that, okay, let me, I'm going to take, I think I want to like change it, like change eyes, or actually, I don't know, maybe, it's always ridiculous. But yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll move over to the teeth just a little bit. Before I do the preview, you know, I might as well do that. So the teeth, this is really amazing, and I like what they've done here. It's going to give me a opportunity to kind of get some imperfection in the teeth, some age. She's an older woman, so I do want to kind of like maybe, you know, put some wear and tear on the teeth. Pull the gums back a little bit. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm kind of getting some imperfection here. I can get some variation and kind of get some variation in the teeth and the gums. Okay. And then I can take a look at, like, open the jaw and kind of look at what I've done so far. Okay. Next, I'm going to move on to eyelashes and makeup. So I'm kind of looking at the makeup here. I don't really want to put on makeup. You could, you know, if you wanted to, like, do lips, makeup, stuff like that, you could do that. Okay. So, you know, for this character right here, I think I'm going to leave her makeup the way it is. But if I wanted to, I could kind of go in and kind of move that makeup around. Okay. So I'm kind of there. Not exactly where I want to be, but I'm kind of close. So now we're going to go ahead and get a preview. That's looking pretty good. Okay. A little closer to my auntie. Not perfect right now, but It's getting there. Okay. I'm going to move through, our next phase. Okay. Um, I'm going to go back over to the accents. Okay. And kind of do some accent work. So that lets me be like, get in there and do specific parts of the face. So right now I'm on the cheekbone, and I'm adding just a little bit of redness to the cheeks. Okay. And that's going to give me just a bit, of differential, and then kind of maybe change the wetness of her skin, like the shininess and the oiliness of the skin with roughness. But we'll leave it there for right now. Now this is where we get into kind of the what's going to give you some variation in your character. We're cycling through the other templates. So this is the wrinkle maps. This is a wrinkle map basically that's taking you through the other characters' wrinkle map and deformation maps, and hopefully cavity maps. I don't know about that, but that's going to take you through those other characters, and you can borrow from those other characters to get kind of maybe more aged look. So that's what I did there. I'm back in the accents. I'm going to go back over there and maybe do some work on on the forehead. Maybe not. I don't know. Right now, that's more of a thing I'd want to go back and kind of tweak once I do get my asymmetry down. Okay, so I'm going to move over to the hair, and once we're in the hair now, you're going to see those little notifications again. It's going to tell you how the hair does it at LOD1 and LOD0. So just kind of be aware, if you load a big hair thing, you're going to get that notification. Okay. Now up at the top, I'm going to add some salt and pepper, age, and really, like right now, I'm going to be a little bit of, I'm not going to do a lot of crazy stuff with that, because as you can see, it's really just kind of changing your specular map or your roughness map. You're getting a little shininess, a little sheen to it. Not saying that Auntie wears a wig, but Auntie wears a wig. So maybe we'll put a little bit of more sheen into it, just to kind of represent that it's maybe not like totally real. Okay. And to buttress that, I'm going to pick another hairstyle. I'm going to pick a more of traditional wig style kind of thing. So we've got her, maybe it's her hair, I don't know, but it's got a lot of sheen to it, a lot of processing to it. Okay. We're going to switch over now and kind of address that, the eyebrows. Okay. And one thing I will say is MetaHuman Creator would be awesome if you're actually using reference. So if you have some picture of something or someone that you're actually working towards that reference, this is an awesome way to kind of get the facial structures and kind of duplicate that human. Okay, so digital human work, I could really see it shining. Okay. I'm flying you through the beard here and the mustache. Of course, my auntie does not have a beard, so I'm not going to give her a beard. Okay. But beard and mustache would be next in the process. They work just the same as everything else as you see here. You're applying a template and then kind of doing some modifications to the template. Okay. I'm running another preview. So now I'm previewing my auntie a little older. Look, it's getting there. It's getting there. She's looking a little bit more realistic to her age, and then also what I want to see as far as that type of human I'm building. Okay. All right. Now I was able to kind of do that preview at ray traced. If once again, like I said, if you don't have that type of machine that can carry that, I'm rocking two sets of 3090s or two 3090s. I wouldn't try it consistently. I would not try to run on ray tracing as far as doing previews and stuff like that. Okay. Like I say, you got an hour, use it wisely. Okay. Body shape here, I'm just taking you through it. My character, I don't want my character to really be this big, and and not overly happy with the body, like the way they're doing bodies here. So, and hopefully that'll get better. That's something that's probably going to get better as you go along. And then the choices for clothes, they're giving you like rough choices for clothes here, just standard. I think the assumption is that once we get inside of the DCCs, you're gonna add your own clothes. You're gonna, now one thing I would, hope in the future that's gonna happen is that there's gonna be some hooks in here to Marvelous and to ZBrush, and I expect, guys, the people at Epic, I don't really see them not thinking that through. So ways to import clothes, definitely I think was going to be on the list. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with what I'm seeing so far. I'm just leaving the clothes as is. I'm not really getting too much into that. Okay. Just was really trying to show you how you can kind of change the clothes and stuff. We're going to go back to the head. I'm back on camera, on my camera one, on my face cam. Okay. Now, we're going to go back down to, the actual true sculpting and some of the blend shape work that we can do at the bottom here. So I showed you blend. I'm going to show you move. So move is going to allow you to actually go in and move pieces of the face. So that's what I'm doing here now. I pulled up the nose a little bit. I'm doing the eyes. So, kind of moving the eyes a little further apart. Okay. Not so much, but a little bit. Okay, and I'm just kind of showing you guys what is possible here. Now, the great, awesome thing here is that right now these are ganged, so it's there's symmetry. So I'm moving points. I'm moving actually points and curves. Actually, more like curves here, and I'm moving those curves in symmetry. So if I move the left hand side, it's going to mirror that on the right hand side. So the face is going to remain symmetrical, but that's not what I want, right? That's not what we want. What we want to do is have our face be asymmetrical. So I'm going to do that in a second. In a second, I'm going to actually turn my symmetry control off, and that's going to allow me to start getting some asymmetrical look to my human, which is awesome. Okay, that's just flat out awesome. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the sculpt mode to do this. Now, sculpt mode is a little bit more precise. You're doing control points, which are probably tied to a range of vertices. Okay, so this would be like doing a selection set of vertices in Maya or another program, and then you're able to actually use a control point that's going to affect that stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to push some points in. Okay, now the other button, if you look down below, you'll see the highlighted button. That's your symmetry button. Right next to it is a planes button. It kind of tells you at that point that you're using the best plane available. So whatever plane is closest to the camera, that's the plane that when I move my control points, that's the plane that the control points are going to move on. So if I'm facing the camera, it's going to be more of an XY. I'm on the XY plane, so that's going to move in XY. If I turn and rotate the model as I'm doing here, that's going to give me, right now I'm able to do a Y and then a Z kind of movement of my control points. Okay, and I'm still in symmetry here. So if I'm moving the jaw control point like I just did, that jaw control point is moving in Y and Z. Now I'm going to turn off the symmetry, okay? And we're going to start to kind of further refine our character, okay? So I'm still moving at that point kind of in Y and Z kind of axis, all right? But I'm going to start to kind of, do some work as far as pushing those points, letting them go in and out, and then saying to my character, I don't want you to be perfect. I don't want perfection in what you're doing, in what I'm doing here. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my character and introduce imperfection. Okay, like for instance, no one's eyes are exactly the same size on both eye. Okay, there's always a dominant eye, and that dominant eye has has a little bit more characteristics of it being the stronger eye. So here I'm going to kind of do some pulling and point and pushing. Okay, I'm setting my setting my left eye up as the dominant eye, my right eye as the non-dominant eye. I don't know, because it's the way she wears her hair, so that other eye is not being used at the same. I don't know what the backstory of it is, but as I turn here, you can kind of see that I've changed the eye. Like, I've changed the planes in which the eyes are on. The right eye is actually deeper set right now, than the left eye, and it's a little further down, and that's what I want, right? Same thing with my lips. I'm kind of changing the perfection of the lips a little bit. I'm moving the other lip up, moving the edge corner of the lip up a little bit, okay? And that's going to allow me to be able to kind of introduce some palsy kind of attributes, over time, right? The pulling of the muscles and stuff. So as you can see, the muscle on the side of the mouth, man, and this is perfect because it has some imperfections. She's not perfect. She doesn't have, it's taking away some of that fakeness, which is what I love in this program right now, is that I'm quickly able to do that and then kind of create characters that aren't perfect, okay? Don't have that perfect look to them, okay? So I'm going to, zoom it back out with my camera here. Just, overall, I'm going to take another look. I'm going to zip through my sculpting. I don't know if I want to do anything else to it. Let's see. Okay, there's a couple other things I do want to do, but I'm not going to do it here for the sake of time. I want to, really want to address that wrinkle map again, and maybe get her face, add a couple years to her face. Okay, I'm going to make her smaller. Auntie's not that tall, so we're going to make her smaller. I don't know if I want to change the pants on there. I don't know that, the skinny jean hot pants thing. I don't know if I want that right now, but maybe we'll do that later. I don't know. I don't know. Sure. And this is some of the things I think they'll perfect. Is right now they're just giving you 3 choices for humans as far as body type, and hopefully they'll change that. I'm going to go ahead and change those pants because they're kind of driving me up the wall there. Okay. Alrighty, and the shirt. I think I can live with the shirt for right now. I mean, the object is you're going to change all of that stuff. All that stuff's going to get changed. So we're pretty happy with Malika here. Well, what used to be Malika here. So we're pretty happy with her as she stands right now. Okay. I don't know if we're going to do some blending on that. The cheekbones are a little strong. Maybe we're going to back off on the cheekbones a little bit. Okay. Now what you're seeing here over here is I'm just getting some relevant data, and this is it kind of more going to partake to whether or not you're doing game stuff or not. Filmmaking, we probably don't care about those statistics, but they're there. Okay, so now I'm kind of ready to rename Malika here. Now this is really important because I want to rename her. I want to go ahead and rename her, but once I rename her, she's going to go into the repository, your repository, as one of your MetaHumans, okay? So you're starting that process once you rename the model, okay? So it's probably a good practice. I'd probably rename my model at the very beginning, just in case your session cuts out for some reason. But I waited to the end here. I want to go back at some point and, just rename the model. Like I said, I'd probably do it at the very beginning. All right, Margaret. You know what? Let's just name her Auntie. Let's give her let's just call her Auntie, I think, rather than Margaret. Although that was one of my auntie's names, but we'll go with Auntie. Okay, that way, in our story, you know. Okay, yeah, Nora. Yeah, doesn't look like a Nora. I think Auntie. Yeah. I don't know why Nora just flashed in my head for some reason. I don't have an Aunt Nora, but she looked like, just for a second, it just kind of gave me that, Alfre Woodard kind of thing. So, I think we'll just go with Auntie, you know. And there we go. Alrighty. So now I'm starting the process of actually taking her and my character and putting it into my repository. Okay. So the minute I come out of my session here, now it will save the session to a certain point. Okay, so there's doing save points in the background, so it will save your session to a certain point, but I wouldn't make a habit of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come out of this session in a second, and then that's going to be the end of this session. In MetaHuman Creator. Well, I'm going to come back out to the home repository, and then that's going to save my character. It won't end my session yet, but you're on the road at that point to ending your session once you do that. Okay. Now you can't come back in and edit, select and edit your character and pick up where you started. Now I'm going to do that again. Okay, and as you can see right now, I went back out to the home, so it's actually saving it. And if you look over, now you see Auntie over in my repository. Okay, and down below you see edit selected and duplicated. So if you have someone that's kind of related to Auntie, you could duplicate her and then work on that. So you wouldn't have to start over from scratch if you had a character that was like that. Okay, so now, once you go over to Bridge, and I would highly recommend that you get Bridge before you get access to MetaHuman thing. And if you have a Epic account, it's totally free. You look over in MetaHumans, you have the MetaHuman templates, which you can launch from Bridge. But then you also have your MetaHumans, which we just saw there. There's Auntie. Auntie has just showed up for me. Now I can launch MetaHuman. I can launch MetaHuman Creator from Bridge. So if I want to work on her, I could do that there. If you look down below, man, I'm showing you it's 8K resolution goodness. Okay, this is better right now currently than anybody else's solution. So 8K close-ups, you're going to get that realism. This looks awesome. So all in all, once you get it open to Bridge, you can totally use it. You want to export it out. So what you see me now, I'm going to download. I'm actually going to download. So once it's in your account, what you got to understand is that it's not actually on your computer. You've got to export it down to get that. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to show you how I kind of went back in. I went back in afterwards. I hit the edit select button, restarted MetaHuman Creator because I had some time left over. And I kind of messed with that texture map a little bit. So I messed with the texture map. I messed with the density, aged her out, gave her a few more years. And, I'm kind of happy with what I have here right now. Now, one thing I will say, guys, this is captured at, a certain resolution on my computer. So this does not do the image justice. I'm telling you right now, if you're able to witness some of the high resolution video stuff that these guys have done and the things I'm going to do, you're going to see that this is an amazing product, man. This thing is like really amazing as far as the skin textures, the resolution, the ability to render lifelike skin tones and reactions to light photons. It's excellent. Okay. All right, so here's Auntie, MetaHuman Creator. This has been a walkthrough and kind of a tutorial. I'm going to do more stuff on this. Just remember, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification buttons when new stuff comes out. You're going to be the first to get it. I hope you guys like this, man. I really hope that we've given you something that can help you here. If you have any questions, man, hit me up on my IG. I'll get right back to you. I've got a short tutorial of this. By all means, if you want to, you guys want to look at the short tutorial, it's going to be a lot quicker than this, and we're going to use another model. But, you know, by all means, check out my short tutorial on this. I've got some more prize giveaways coming up in the future. And also check out a short one to see who our prize winner, our first prize winner ever was on our channel and stuff like that. And then look out for ACES videos coming up. Look out for videos on DCPs. Look out for videos on VFX and the use of Fusion in your workflow. Look out for a whole bunch of stuff. Once again, MetaHuman Creator, outstanding as you're looking at it right here. I'm zipping through some different lights. I'm moving the lights around. I forgot to tell you about that. Look at the hotkeys. You can move the lights around and kind of preview your stuff. Loving everything about it, man. Looking out for some more coolness from Epic Games. This is JEM. I'll get with you later.